Hey, what's up everyone? Paul from Grindhouse Funhouse. I wanted to start my 2025 with a new ass-kicking action movie, and I had seen a few months back the trailer for The Prosecutor, which is a legal thriller heavy on the legal, starring, produced, action choreographed, and directed by Donnie Yen, which most of the casual viewers out there might know as Kane, the blind assassin that goes against John Wick in Chapter 4. Or you might have seen him in all of his Hitman movies. I saw Hitman for the first time only last summer. So yeah, I got a lot of catching up to do with his filmography, and why not start right now with his latest, which is about police officer Fok Ziyu, played by Donnie Yen, who gives up law enforcement to become a prosecutor in Hong Kong's Department of Justice, hoping to ensure that justice is served at the final phase of the law by putting the bad guys in jail. The earlier phase being, of course, to catch the bad guys, but he got disillusioned during that part of the job, so here we are. His first case involves a kid who's a mere pawn in a drug trafficking syndicate, which opens his eyes to how even the Department of Justice can be helpless to expose the truth, punish the guilty, and of course help the innocent. Fok takes matter into his own hands by pursuing his own investigation, pissing off the chief prosecutor, confusing both of his co-counsel and the judge, on top of that, attracting some dangerous attention from the drug traffickers involved. Will Prosecutor Fok finds out the truth and helps help free an innocent young man from prison hell, and in the process restore the balance of justice? Instead of starting off with what I liked about The Prosecutor, I'll start with what I thought was pretty mid. Not bad, just mid. And it's that we've all seen this before. Yes, it's based on a true story, but I mean, at this point in time in our existence, reinventing the legal drama wheel is all but impossible. Something to mention as well is that the trailer is selling the movie pretty heavy on the action, but keep your expectations pretty low on that front because it's mostly a procedural drama, and the action part of it, I'd say, that's like maybe 40% of the movie, and I'm being generous here. The Prosecutor does not waste time in establishing Donnie Yen's character, Fok Ching-yo. Within the first 10 minutes, he's part of a bust that the main criminal that they were after, we see his trial, and gets out of his misdeeds scot-free. From which Fok Ching-yo, which I love, love saying that name, gets all disillusioned, quits being a cop, goes to law school, and instantly starts working in the Department of Justice as a prosecutor in a timeline that feels that only a few weeks has passed by. The kid he wants to help out receives a package at his grandpa's house. He gets busted/framed with 1 kilogram of sweet drugs that were in said package. So he pleads guilty from the advice of his defense attorney so he can get a reduced sentence, or best case scenario, leniency, but gets effed over, gets 27 years in prison. All this because he wanted to make some extra money to live in peace with his lovable grandpa who's got plenty of moxie and is not long for this world. Fok Ziyu thinks there's something fishy here, still thinking like a cop, and starts digging into all this corruption involving money, power, and that sweet drug. See, we've all seen this before. The intrigue of why this kid and many others like him got screwed over and sent to jail is not that intriguing. You get what's happening right away. There's no surprises at all. The job of Donnie Yen and his crew on this movie was to make this story at least somewhat interesting, and they made it pretty hard. On the acting side, the only person in the cast I knew of is Donnie Yen, who pretty much had the same expression on his face throughout, being very emoteless, but that could be all the Botox holding up his 61-year-old face together. You know what, the man could probably break my entire body with one of his pinkies, so I'll be nice. So yeah, there could be some really famous Chinese actors in the cast, and I wouldn't even know it. I can say though that there's no terrible performances from any of them. If, like me, you wanted to see The Prosecutor because of the action and ass-kicking you saw in the trailer, you'll be pretty satisfied. There's a scene in the car park where one of the thugs that's after Fok shoots out head first out of the passenger window of a car, like he's shot out of a cannon, and I burst out laughing at that one. There's a few action shots done in a first-person shooter game aesthetics. There's an overhead shot that reminded me of the Long Warner fight scene towards the end of John Wick Chapter 4 that I'm sure you got inspiration from. Donnie Yen will take about 20 henchmen on a rooftop all at once and hardly break a sweat. But the clear standout is the subway train showdown towards the end of the movie, involving machetes, guns, a hammer, and a boot. That's very well choreographed in a how in the F is that physically possible way, which Donnie Yen excels at. Two random things in the movie I want to mention that trip me up is when characters will sneak in random English sentences throughout the movie. I was like, what? And another would be see if you can spot the Millennium Falcon in a shot towards the beginning of the movie. Obviously an homage to his Rogue One role. Alright, so do I recommend The Prosecutor? If you're an absolute Donnie Yen fan, then this is for you, where he's practically in every frame of the movie. But if you're just a casual fan like me who just wants to see him kick ass and take name, especially that subway scene I was telling you about, which is almost worth the price of admission, wait for it to hit all the streaming platforms and just fast forward to that scene and your bloodthirst will be quenched. When it comes to the story, I feel like it should have been one or the other. Either do a straight up legal courtroom drama or go full on action. The mix of the two and leaning more towards the courtroom drama side of it made it feel very long for its 117 minutes runtime. A tight 90 minutes would have done the job and make this a whole lot better. This is getting a limited theater release through Wellgo USA this Friday, January 10th, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was available to stream/download 2 weeks from now, so act fast if you want to see this Donnie Yen movie on the big screen. So that was my take on The Prosecutor. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up so I can get more visibility out there. Subscribe if you haven't, that does help too. And share your thoughts on The Prosecutor in the comment section below. And let me know, what is your favorite Donnie Yen movie? What is one of his movies I should be checking out next? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll say to you, ciao bye for now.